Hey guys, how's it going? I wanted to do a video on a new deck that's been popping up. I guess I should start off this video with kind of a meta discussion. A lot has happened in a week for how popular Speed Duels is. It's not too popular right now, but some things have changed. About a week ago, the meta was mostly pure Amazon and Blue Eyes. And it's kind of shifted. People are playing a lot more tribal synergy, Amazon Harpies now, and less pure. I almost never see pure anymore. Those builds still differ. Some people play Harpy Lady 1, some play 3, some people play Heirloom still. Some cards that have been catching on a lot. Kunai with Chain seems to be a staple in most of those lists. And then the other deck was Blue Eyes, and it's seen a decline in play, which isn't surprising. It's very powerful, but it's also inconsistent. It's a deck I've actually been trying to work on for a couple of days to make a video because some people have been asking for it, and after a couple of days, I just can't do it. There's no correct way to build it. You can build it for consistency with Blue Dragon Summoners and Wonder Wands. You can use varying amounts of Wonder Wands if you just want to equip it to your Lord of D after you use it to use Flute, or if you want to use it for Blue Dragon. And then you have to use different tech cards to fill it out. So most people play Red Eyes to help consistency, and then the tech cards are Twister for Amazon, Sphere Karibo for Mirror Match. Windstorm could be both. I actually met someone on Dueling Book who was playing Blue Eyes, and it was the best Blue Eyes deck I've played against. We played for about 2 hours, and he was playing Magic Jammers. Guess it worked out for him. It was pretty good in our match. I was playing Amazon Harpies, and he was hitting some important cards, and we ended up going pretty even. So there's that. But because the meta has shifted, instead of pure Amazon and Blue Eyes kind of sharing the two top spots, now it's Amazon Harpy, and Blue Eyes is seeing a decline, and there's been a rise in this deck, Gravekeeper. And when I say Gravekeeper, I don't mean the one with this card, Hidden Temples in Necro Valley, the stun version that tries to just lock people out. This is more grindy Gravekeeper. It's a deck that can actually keep up with Amazon pretty well, and that's because the skill, the Necro Valley skill, is really good. You get it automatically at the start of the game, and what it does is it makes your recruiters are still pretty small, but it turns your recruiters into 1400, so it crashes the Sage. It turns Assailant into 17, so it kills Swordswoman, and Chainmaster, and then makes Ambusher big, but it's already big. So it's really just, if they don't see Village, they have a really hard time because you have a bunch of big monsters. And even if you do have Village, the Assailants can switch Swordswoman to defense to swing over it. It's kind of hard. A lot of the games I played against it with Amazon Harpy, I was getting outgrinded. My monsters were, I play less Amazons than other people, and they were outgrinding my Amazons through Village. So that was a problem, and I have updated my deck, so I kind of want to post that probably next video. But I wanted to mess around with this deck because I saw a lot of potential in it. It's the only deck that's really giving me a run for my money on Dueling Book, so I thought I would give it a shot, and after a couple of days, I think I have a pretty solid build. So I want to share that with you. Something new. I do think it's going to be a top-tier deck, a competitive deck. Blue Eyes is probably just going to keep declining in popularity. It's just inconsistent. It's not good. If there's a defined meta, I can see it being really good because it can dedicate the rest of its spots to whatever the best deck is, and then I can just spam big guys and Vigilance. But for right now, with the meta being a little diverse, I don't see it being a good deck. But anyways, let's start off with the deck. The skill is the Necro Valley skill. I don't have it. But it plays in the beginning of the turn. You guys all know what it does. 200 to each Amazon monster, attack and defense. So starting off, we got 3 recruiters, very important card. In defense mode, with the skill, it walls pretty much everything in Amazon. The ceiling attack for that deck is 1700, sometimes 1900 when they have double Harpy Lady 1, but that never happens. So this card's really good. Combos with Wonder Wand and just massive advantage. So recruiters, they get you started. They're very important to see early. After that, we have 2 Assailants, also very good card. 1700 right out of the gate with the skill active. Like I said, it turns Woman to defense mode, so it doesn't crash with Woman, it kills Woman because Village doesn't boost defense. Really good. Once you pop off with Oracle and they try to put things in defense, you can put them back in attack mode. I play this over Spear Soldier because I think it's pretty important for your monsters to be able to survive in defense mode, since Kunai with Chain and Windstorm are such big cards, and this has 1000 defense, 12 with the skill, so it's not good. This card has 15, 17 with the skill. Recruiter is also another card that survives in defense mode, so these cards are really good. So yep, start off with those. This monster has 0 defense, but I think it's pretty important. This one's Ambusher. It's 1900 with the skill out, so it's pretty good. It's really bad in defense mode, but the major use of this is it says, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard after being flipped face up, you can target 1 Necro Valley card in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. And the official facts aren't out right now, but the consensus is that this can add the skill back to your hand after it's been destroyed, which is pretty huge because if your opponents can destroy that card, you have kind of a hard time against Amazon, and that's what they're trying to aim to do with Sage and their back rows. Some people are starting to main Twister since Blue Eyes is seeing less play, so you need a way to recover your skill card. I wish you could just side these for when they side in Spell Trap removal, but you kind of need them in the main because of Sage. Sage rules the game right now, so you have to make sure you can deal with her. And then for the boss monsters, I play 1 Oracle and 1 Chief. I mainly just play this card because it's kind of your only way to win against Blue Eyes. So I know I said Blue Eyes isn't very popular, but you just have to keep it in mind a little bit. If you can set up a tribute, after they summon their monsters, if you can resolve this card and put everything to 0, you can win the game. That's all honestly like your only way to deal with Blue Eyes. But it's a pretty good way. It's searchable through Recruiter. So, and you have Rite of Spirits to set up Tribute Summon. So 1 Oracle. And then this card I like a lot more in every other matchup, which is Gravekeeper's Chief. Very good for the mirror match. Very good against Amazons or Amazon Harpy. It just gives you another monster. It's 2100 with the skill. And then you summon any other monster from your grave, and it's just free. Usually Tribute or Recruiter. So it's a free summon, and then this gives you a free summon. So really good card. Defense is kind of low, and Oracle is better in that scenario. So I play 1 of each. You can choose one or the other. If you see a lot of Blue Eyes, you play this one. A lot of mirror matches, and Amazon, this is honestly going to help you a lot. So there's that. A lot of the times, Amazon will have a swordswoman up. Like it's their goal to get it up in case you drop this, and then it can be kind of tough to deal with it. They'll crash the first one, then you lose to any other half shots they have. So kind of a liability against Amazon, but still pretty good. That's it for the monsters. So 9 monsters. But we have Rite of Spirits, so we technically have more. And then the only spell I play is 3 Wonder Wand. I guess you could play 2, but I think it's really good. It's a +1 with Recruiter, which is huge when you're grinding out matches. It gives you more trap cards. It's really good when you open Recruiter. You never want to really set it because they can just Sage run into it and pop your skill. So being able to summon Recruiter, equip this with or onto it, and make Recruiter 1900, they can't easily Sage over it. So it's very valuable as just a boost for 500. And other than that, really good. Just be careful with this card. You don't want to just summon a monster, pop it off, and set some traps and pass because you're going to lose the Sage. Very important to keep field presence in this format and this game in general, I guess. So very good card. I guess you could cut 1, but I think it's pretty important. And you see Recruiter pretty often. 20 cards, and games are pretty slow. So 3 Wonder Wand. For the traps, just like in Amazon, we got 3 Windstorms and 3 Kunai. Nothing to say here. There's no Sage to because in that deck you want these cards to help get your Sage off. But in this deck, you're using them just to grind with your opponent's copies of them. So very good cards, grindy deck, and these are the best traps. So there's that. And then I play 2 Rite of Spirits. I see a lot of people playing 3 when I play against them. I think it clogs a lot. You can't really set it early because it'll get popped with Sage. you can't chain in a damage step, so that's really bad. I usually only use it to set up to swing through a windstorm, be able to play through windstorm or through kunais in different situations, or to set up a tribute summon. But yeah, so that seems like a card I really want at 2. Like, I like the extra special summon, the extra damage, the extra field presence, but I never want to draw 2. I don't want to draw it before I get set up. So we got 2 of these. Very good card. And that's 20 cards. Still experimenting with the side deck, but I guess I can show you guys what I have. I have the second Oracle against Blue Eyes. If you guys have another way to approach that matchup, let me know. I haven't found a very good one yet. I don't know about Magic Jammer. In those 2 hours I played with that Blue Eyes guy on Dueling Book, it only worked like half of the time, and it's a pretty big cost to discard for it. So I'm not sure if it's as good as I thought it was. It's still obviously really good, but now I want to try to see if I can grind with Blue Eyes a little bit. See if I can beat them that way. Seems more reliable than hoping they just have 1 flute. So 1 Oracle for Blue Eyes, so you have 2 in there. And then I only have 1 copy of this, but I side 2 Twisters, and I guess this goes with it. 1 Wild Tornado. I like Twister a lot. Taking the damage is kind of rough because of Swordswoman, so having 3 Twisters would be not too good. So I have the 1 Wild Tornado as the 3rd Twister. This can't hit field spells, but it can hit Heirloom, which is a big card in this matchup. And then you have your Twisters for the field spell. So kind of a good balance. This is a good card to start with when they make you go first, because you can set it, pop their Sage, and then you gain tempo. And this is a better card because you can hit Village. So they both have good utility and different uses. So I like the mix of those. And then the last card is the card I also side deck in my Amazon deck. I've been testing it for, I want to say like 4 or 5 days now, and it's been MVP, and that's Trap Jammer. As the format has kind of shifted to more grindy matches between Amazon Harpy, even Relinquished, and Gravekeepers, this card has been amazing. The reason is because when you play around Windstorm, you play into Kunai and vice versa. So whenever you can just ignore one of them, usually Windstorm, you just turn all your monsters to attack, Trap Jammer the Windstorm, and then it's just a huge shift in tempo. They lose all their monsters. You 1-for-1 the trap card, but you get rid of one of their Windstorms for a Trap Jammer, and you still have all 3 of yours. So it's kind of tough on them. I guess in the American Stop, Rite of Spirit, it's really cool. This combination is really cool against Relinquished, because they could have a Relinquished with a monster sucked up, and then you can summon another monster, attack, and then see if they Sphere Karibo, which they shouldn't. And then after the window where they can Sphere Karibo, you can hit the back row. Not the back row, the equipped monster, so their Relinquish goes to 0. And then at that point, they can use their Windstorm, Kunai, Interdimensional Matter Transporter, see and play in that deck. When they do, you just hit it with Trap Jammer. That's going to be a ton of damage. And they can't really stop it. So when you have this combination, you kill Relinquish through Sphere Karibo and Trap card. So that's it. Still testing a few other things. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Or anything you want to see, let me know that as well. And I'll do my best to cover it. See ya.